Sometimes building a base in a desert can be a bit off-putting. What with all that sand and dead bushes and even more sand. But that doesn't mean you should shy away from creating an awesome base in a desert biome. I'm going to show you how and how to modify it to make it absolutely your own, including a gorgeous interior. So don't go anywhere and I'll show you how to build this block by block. And this is the block palette that I'm going to use. There's not an awful lot in it, some sandstone, some various woody bits, but not much at all. Let's crack on. And to make this easier to follow, I'm going to do it in a flat world and transfer it later. Is it just me or is there something really quite eerie about a flat desert world? I'm not sure I like it. And the first thing I need to do is make that 7 by 7 by 5 cuboid. Just like that. And I'm going to fill the walls in and the top as well. And this is going to be the basis of our entire building. But before I move on, I am going to give it a little bit of texture with some cut sandstone. So there's the start of our building. And this is the bit where you get to be completely creative, because we're just going to copy this shape as many times as we want in whatever shape we want. I'm going for this layout, which I literally just made up. Although a really important point to note here is all of these squares share their sides. So it's not 7 by 7 next to each other. It's 7 by 7 with their sides overlapping, meaning inside is 5 blocks by 5 blocks. And as we build up our first layer, one square at a time, we can start to see the shape that our base is going to take once we've finished. At this point, you can start to fine tune until you're completely happy, and I definitely recommend making it non-symmetrical as that looks so much better. And now we've got our ground floor, we can start to think about where we're going to put the next level. And at this point, you want to have a few 1 block height and the rest of them 2 blocks. So we are starting to build up a little bit of height in our structure, but we haven't finished yet, because right in the center of your second story, you are going to want to put another few of these blocks. And I think what we've got there is a really interesting shape, and that's really what you're going for. You want a shape that looks interesting from a distance and up close. And now what I'm going to do is in each of the corners of our visible tops of our square, so like there for example, there'll also be one in the middle, but I'll sort that out in a minute. I'm going to put 1 slab. Now this is going to serve 2 purposes. 1, it's going to make me be able to see these much more easily, and 2, it's going to start a slight interesting addition to the shape, a crenellation if you like, on all of the sides of my building. I'm going to do it on every single level. Now if you have done this right, what should happen is you can leave yourself a gap and then 1, a gap and then 1, and it should work beautifully that you won't have any slabs next to each other. So a gap 1, gap 1, gap 1, gap 1, gap 1, like that, and wherever you reach a corner there should be space for a slab, although there's a block in that one. So that should go there, that should go there, there, there and there, and that works brilliantly. Do that everywhere. And you can see that transforms that very geometric shape into something a lot more interesting. And that allows us to start the detailing on the outside. And the thing about the shape of these blocks is you can start stairs on the outside, right on the edge of that one, going all the way up, and it will stop just before the end of your block. So you've got a whole block step there. I'm going to make that 2 wide, and that's going to be a way that I can access this second level from the ground. And I'm going to fill this in underneath as well. And I've put these stairs and steps up various levels of the building just to give access from one side to another side. We now want to start trying to make the outside look a bit like a building, and nothing says building like an entrance. So I'm coming to this front area because I've decided this is going to be my front entrance. You could put it anywhere you like, but I'm going to put it here. I'm going to place a trapdoor at the top of the 3rd block up, and I'm going to do 3 of them across. I'm then going to place, using shift click, another one, and then 1 in the center. I'm then going to get a stripped oak wood and place 1 on either side of that. I'm going to get a oak fence and place that going from the stripped oak wood downwards. And then grabbing a carpet and using shift click, I'm placing a carpet on all 3 of these. I'm going for white for this part, but I might change up carpet colors later. On the side, shift clicking, I'm going to place a white banner and then 1 on there, 1 on the front, leaving that bit open, 1 on the front, 1 on the side, and then shift click there and there. And that gives that kind of Bedouin tent-like feel. I'm going to put the door in there in a minute. I'm not doing that right now because we need to sort out the rest of it. This all looks very, very flat, and we need to make it look a little bit more interesting. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a few canopies. Starting on this side, I'm going to come up to the very top. I'm going to put trapdoors all the way across, right to the width of here, but on these two I'm going to put blocks. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So just like that, that canopy is across there. I'm now going to bring down fence posts right to the ground on both of these sides. So that gives us support for that canopy. And just like on the top of the side here, I'm going to place carpet across here. But on this one, I'm going to do it in stripes. So shift click in, I'm going to put white along the first one, the third one, and the fifth one, like this, missed one. And then I'm going to grab red and do that on the ones that I've missed. And I'm going to get a banner of the same colour and hang it at the end of its own colour. So I've got 3 white there and 3 red right there. And then on this side, this is all red. So this has to be all red banners as well. And I've placed a few of the canopies around the building at different heights going for asymmetry. But having looked at this, I do think I need to change up these 3 and turn that into a red stripe just to keep it matching for the rest of the building. And at this point, I want to open up with some windows. Now I know there's only little tiny squares in there at the moment, but if I go too high in a few different places, that means that I can open this up a little bit more later on. I put one there and maybe one there as well, and we'll do this all the way around, which gives us something that looks like this. Now we might replace some of these with doors, but for now I think that works. And speaking of doors, I need to get myself inside and start opening this thing up. And it's actually a huge space inside here. I didn't realize it was going to be quite so big, which is brilliant, and it means we can get up to the next level because there's even more space up there and have loads of space inside. But it is dark, so I need to carpet this entire floor and put some lighting underneath the carpet and get rid of the bats. Sorry you flying rodents, but it's time to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop down some glowstone. It doesn't need to be in very regular places, just kind of randomly around the place so we get a light level of more than 0 inside of here. And once I've done that, I can just bang carpet everywhere, and that will sort out all of that light and you won't be able to see any of the glowstone. That's probably enough. That will do for now. Now we need to work out where we're going to go up to the second floor. And I think we want to come out inside this bit here, which means coming up somewhere along this little bit of wall here. So I think I'm going to build up, again, a stone stairway. So if I get rid of these carpet bits here and create myself a bit of an area that could become a stairway, kind of there, and there, and then get some steps to go up there. I reckon that'll work. I replaced the stone with barrels because I think it looks a bit better, and I've made the hole at the top. That takes us up into this room, and we can start opening up this side as well now. And this is going to be a little bit smaller up here, but it's still a decent size. And we're going to need to light it up a different way, so I'm going to pop in some fences and some lanterns underneath. I might change up downstairs to a little bit of this as well. And then finally, we've got to get up above. And I think the easiest way to get up above is probably by using ladders. So let's find the best spot to do that. And this is our top floor. Still plenty of space up here. And I'm going to open up the top, place in a trap door that will go upwards so we can come up right onto our roof. Got a great view from up here. It's very flat, isn't it? That's why it's called a flat world, right? So now we need to decide which area is going to do what and how are we going to separate it all out, because this is way too big an open space. We need to segment it a bit, which means putting some of the walls back in. Now I say putting some of the walls back in, I'm more thinking create some separation. This needs to be relatively Bedouin-like, so I've used these trapdoors that you can see through rather than the spruce ones. The oak ones are working beautifully for this, and we've got just some separations giving out some different rooms, but nothing, let's get rid of that one actually, but nothing that's going to cause real blockage. I've also created the start of an arch going through to where the stairs are, creating 2 separate rooms either side. This is going to work perfectly. We'll do a little bit similar upstairs, but I'm going to leave it blank for now because I want to sort out the outside. Now normally when I decorate the outside of a building, I put all kinds of adornments around the windows, some kind of windowsill with an upside down step. I don't think that's going to work for this. I'm going to stick a couple of supports in there. I'm going to put 3 campfires across there. I'm going to knock the campfires out. And I think for most of the windows, that's probably going to be enough. I might do a little bit more on a couple more of them, but what I'm really focused on is trying to get some decoration that's either on the floor or near the floor, something along those lines perhaps. And I'm going to carry that all the way around the outside. That's what it looks like with the windows done. And I've also put some doors in, so we've got access to these other levels. But there's a lot more detail needs to go in, and it's a base, so I've got to make sure sure it is base worthy. That means that we need to get some dirt in here because farms are almost certainly something that we're going to be putting near a base, right? And if we stick some water under there, that will hydrate all of it. And we need to get plenty more external decoration going as well. It's looking very bland on the outside, so we need to get things like barrels and chests and plant pots and all that kind of thing looking around here, so as it looks like it's got some activity. And by adding just a few barrows, some mangrove roots, some bushes and some farmland, we really transform this place into something that looks like it could be a base for an expert Minecrafter. As a desert base, it doesn't need lots of detail, just enough to make it stand out and to make sure that it looks good no matter what angle you come at it from. So now we've got to sort out the inside, and we've got a lot of space to play with. Let's put storage in both of these sides. This bit looks like it's made for enchanting. This definitely looks like it should be workstation-y or perhaps some kind of inside farm. This bit here is totally a bedroom with maybe an armory, and I'm going to be brutally honest, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with these little rooms here. And by the magic of Minecraft, inside we have now got a well decorated interior. I've used some of these mangrove roots to give kind of that sticky feeling because I quite like that. We've got drapes using banners on a couple of areas to make it more Bedouin. We have got this gorgeous table with plenty of people able to eat, a sugarcane farm. All of our magic, including enchanting and potion making, is over here. And then we've got plenty of storage on this side, lots and lots of double chests. And on this side, all of our workstations. And up the stairs, we've got even more storage in the hallway. We've got our bedroom with all of our tools displayed. And inside, we've got the armory that we mentioned we would have. We've got some external areas, easily accessible, even more storage out here. And then up the ladder, we've got some more decoration and even more storage. It's all about storage in Minecraft. However, it's no good it being in this flat world. We need to put it into a real world. So I am going to make a schematic. And I'm going to find a great spot somewhere in this big desert biome. This looks like a decent spot, near a temple, a village and a jungle in the distance. So now I just need to get the right spot. This is probably about central. So if I paste it in here and bring in the entities as well, that should be somewhere inside all the way around. Hopefully we are... Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm going to need to do a little bit of tidying up and also a little bit of extra decoration around the outside. And once I've done that, we'll be complete. And with that, our ideal desert base is now complete. I didn't do much on the outside, just a bit of pathing and a couple of cactus because it's a desert, isn't it? But with that village close by and the desert temple, plus all of that mesa and the jungle really nearby, I think this is a great spot for this base. Something that you could build around, create farms and all kinds of extra bits and pieces too. And I hope that this helps to show you that you can build a base in pretty much any biome you want. Make sure you don't just copy me. Make it your own. Change something up. Use different colours. Use different shapes. Put the squares that we used in different areas. Make it really gorgeous and make it fit your personality. And I'll look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.